Kilo 8 Charlie Romeo Delta.
CRD, Roger, Roger. What's the name there, please, sir?
CRD, Roger, Roger. What's the name there, please, sir?
Name is Papa Alpha Uniform Lima Paul, and the call sign is Kilo 8 Charlie Romeo Delta. I have my band pass set at 100 to 2900. My processor is set at 30%. My mic gain is in between your 50 to 67%. And I'd like to get my tone EQ adjusted. Its radio is a Yaesu FT-897 Delta.
Roger, Roger, Paul. Now, we're talking ALC here. What is your ALC reading? You want to be mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. That doesn't really matter where the mic gain control is as far as the numbers. It's only how the mic gain affects the ALC. So we want to have our ALC meter up, and then as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain control to where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, I did that, Jim. My mic gain is adjusted so that my ALC is between the 50% to 67%. Over.
Yes, sir. Looks good there. Now, okay, give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system so I might look around and see if I can find a better path for us. Roger?
Look around and see if I can find a better path for us. Roger?
Roger, it's a 22.5 feet, oriented north and south.
Okay, Paul, I didn't find a better path. Matter of fact, the path that I had kind of kicked out underneath me here. If you still have a copy, go back and tell me where you're located, Roger.
If you still have a copy, go back and tell me where you're located, Roger.
Peninsula, and I'm running a MD Mike David 100 desk mic.
Okay, one more time on your location, sir. Michigan, Roger, sir. Roger, sir. Well, my receiver for that is should be Milford. Should be close to that. But I've heard your audio, and I would suggest that it looks good as far as your dynamic range, nice and full. So I think you're on target there. I think what you need to do is go to your EQ and crank in 2 dB boost on the treble. From where you are, +2 boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Roger. The radio I got, the FT-897 Delta, has a very primitive EQ. It's only got an off position, a lower emphasis position, position, and a mid-range position. I currently have it on the higher frequency position. Over.
Roger. So, Paul, what you're saying is that you have a 3-band EQ. Is that a Roger?
That you have a 3-band EQ. Is that a Roger?
Roger, but it's not. It doesn't have any fancy adjustments on it. It's you just pick out of 3 positions and that's it. I do have some adjustments I can make on the MD100.
Oh gosh, what kind of adjustments on the mic?
Oh gosh, what kind of adjustments on the mic?
Well, on the mic I can go. Right now I'm bypassing the mic filter, so I have a position where high emphasis is +6 dB at 3000. I currently have that off. I can turn it on and try it.
Yes, sir. Paul, do that. Engage that capability.
Sir, Paul, do that. Engage that capability.
Okay, Jim, I have the high emphasis +6 dB at 3000 hertz.
Roger, Paul. You're only about now 3 dB above my noise level. Hopefully the propagation will come back. I'd like to hear you a little cleaner. But what you might want to do now, since you have engaged that boost, is go back and double check your ALC to be sure that you're still mid-range to 2/3. Recheck your ALC since you have changed your EQ to be sure that your mid-range, that your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
I'm sorry, that your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. It's okay.
All right, gosh, I was copying you on the Georgia SDR. Tell me about your antenna system, sir.
Oriented north and south, over.
Yes, sir. I finally got you fairly well on Milford. Repeat what you just did so I can hear you clear on Milford.
Milford, repeat what you just did so I can hear you clear on Milford.
The antenna is an inverted V, 80-meter horse fence. I'm running it through a tuner. It's 26.5 feet tall, and it's oriented north and south, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, I would suggest, and this is a new part of our Qso-Vlog operation here, is that, you're down quite a few places. The only place I'm really copying you is Milford, PA. And, I think maybe 100 watt, you're transmitting 100 watts at this time. Is that a Roger?
100 watt, you're transmitting 100 watts at this time. Is that a Roger?
Okay, I'm thinking, gosh, if you made that a resonant, tuned dipole, that you might be more, as far as the ERPs happening there. You might check that on Google. It's called a resonant dipole antenna, and when you, run those, you don't have to run an antenna tuner. And the antenna is much more efficient because it's tuned for the frequency that you're operating, Roger?
It's tuned for the frequency that you're operating, Roger?
Roger. I'm going to make an adjustment on my tone EQ and see if it makes a difference. Does this help at all, Jim? I just switched over to another position on the tone EQ.
Sounds pretty good, but I would double check my ALC. It sounds like you might be hot into your ALC, or you might be working the microphone differently. Maybe that's it. You must constantly try to adjust the microphone in the same manner all the time. Your proximity to microphone is critical, so I would always, make sure that my distance to the microphone is constant. Roger?
Distance to the microphone is constant. Roger?
Roger. Is this helping my situation any bit? I just made an adjustment to the mic gain.
Yeah, but what you want to do now is look at your ALC. Don't just, grab that mic gain. The mic gain is an instrument that makes your ALC meter correct. And what you want to do is run mid-scale to 2/3 by way of manipulating your mic gain control. And you use that for any time you change microphones, you change EQ. You always want to go back to your ALC meter and double check your reading as being mid-scale to 2/3 by way of adjusting your mic gain control.
Mid-scale to 2/3 by way of adjusting your mic gain control.
Roger, Roger. I'm watching my ALC and it's still fine. I could try switching back to the stock microphone and see if that helps.
Yeah, that would be interesting. You have that, just plug it in, take the other one out, plug this one in?
Just plug it in, take the other one out, plug this one in?
Roger, just have to unplug one and plug the other one in.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what we got there.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what we got there.
Okay, Jim. This is K8CRD. I switched over to the stock microphone. MH31. It's a Yamaha. It's a Yaesu microphone. Over.
Okay, make note of where your mic gain is at the moment. Make note of where it is at the moment, and then go to your ALC and adjust your mic gain on up to make allowances for the mic that you're using now.
On up to make allowances for the mic that you're using now.
Roger. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 It's mic gain looks good there. Our ALC looks good there, Jeff. Over.
Roger. I like the other one, frankly. I think the other one had a lot less transients, like mouth noises and stuff. So I would go back to the other one. And since you made note of where the volume is on your mic gain, just take it back to that place where you made note.
Mic gain, just take it back to that place where you made note.
Before I switch mics, there's a button, there's a switch on the back of this mic. I just switched it over. Does this sound any better there, Jim?
I think your other mic sounded a little brighter. The other mic sounded a little brighter, which means that it had a little more articulation capabilities than the mic that you're on right now, Roger.
Articulation capabilities than the mic that you're on right now, Roger.
Roger. I'm going to switch back over to the other mic. Over.
Roger.
Roger.
Okay, Jim, I switched back to the other mic. I adjusted the mic gain to reflect what it was previously. How does this sound?
Oh, I think you got it right there, buddy. I would run like that. Sounds really good. And so we have something for recording. Well, again, why don't you tell me what you like best about your radio?
Recording. Well, again, why don't you tell me what you like best about your radio?
It's an FT-897. I had it for about 8-9 years. It's been a very good radio for me. It's menu-driven, which I like. It's portable. I did yesterday, so that's my next radio I got to set up that year.
Roger. Well, unfortunately, we lost propagation there about halfway through that. I went to Georgia, and it was somewhat better, but I think there's enough there that you can see what's going on. I think we're right on top of it. So let me say 73 to you, sir, and we'll be posting this up on YouTube in the next day or so, and you can hear your radio recording from beginning to end, Roger.
Your radio recording from beginning to end, Roger.
So my dynamic range is up to 3 then, Jim?
Yes, sir. Looks good. As long as you keep your ALC at mid-scale to 2/3, your dynamic range will be 3 dB, and that as long as your compressor's on at a 3.
3 dB, and that as long as your compressor's on at a 3.
Roger, Roger. Thank you for your help. Appreciate you helping us tune up us amateurs tune up our radios. Thank you very much again. Very much appreciate it there, Jim. K8CRD out.
Roger, Roger, Paul. I wish we had better conditions, but they are what they are. So, in any way, folks, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 4/23/21. It will take you directly to this recording. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.